As busy as he was, he never failed to acknowledge the birthdays and anniversaries of his staff of 7. For Laura Secord truffles were his signature gift. Not sharing them was his respected rule. "Congratulations and best wishes, my dear. 22 years of marriage is a great accomplishment," he boomed with his usual gusto. A flush crept up Katherine's cheeks as she accepted the chocolates and exchanged a quick hug with her boss. "I was thinking about those on the way to work." "Got some plans for tonight?" Nodding, she reminded him of the standard anniversary dinner at the old mill, where she had also been married. James would not hear of planning anything else. The doctor chuckled. "Well, in 3 more years, it will be the big 25th. I bet there will be a special celebration for that one." "Maybe," she replied with a smile. She didn't mention how she had already been considering several different scenarios in anticipation of that anniversary, even though she had little confidence James would agree. Stopping at the liquor store after she left work, she splurged on a chilled bottle of Dom Perignon, smiling broadly when the cashier rolled her eyes at the price. "Must be a very special occasion, huh?" said the young clerk as she handed back the credit card. Katherine nodded, her eyes sparkling as she placed the box in a pocket of her computer backpack and hurried off to the subway. She would ride home tonight to arrive a bit earlier than usual and fix some hors d'oeuvres to accompany the champagne. James would have made their traditional reservation for 8 p.m. On the quick 10-minute walk from St. George Station, she cranked up her iPod, listening to whatever tunes she chose instead of the classical pieces James always wanted. A mix of her favorite Charles Aznavour songs carried her back to memories of France. Was it really so long ago? 30 years? A 6-week immersion course in storybook Villefranche-sur-Mer when she was just 25 years old. She felt her face burn at how she had fallen madly in love with that town, the Mediterranean, the scenery, the language, the history, the food, everything. Even Marc-André, although she had never told anyone that part. Her plan to return hadn't happened. She met James instead. Then came more grad school, her career, marriage, and the fact James wouldn't set foot on an airplane or cross the ocean in any manner. The only way she ever revisited France was during extended soaks in the bath, when she often let her imagination slip into the framed map of the Côte d'Azur on the wall at the foot of the tub. The late afternoon chill caused her to quicken her pace, even as memories of France warmed her from within. Katherine was mildly surprised that James's car wasn't in the driveway. Their anniversary was the one day he promised not to work late, and without fail he had kept that vow. "Great," she thought, knowing she was a bit early. "Maybe I'll have time to shower and put on my new outfit before he gets here. We might even have sex tonight." Although their social life was mainly restricted to functions that revolved around his law practice and their biking club, Katherine knew how much James appreciated the way she looked when she put some effort into it. At 54, she'd kept trim thanks to cycling, which was her passion, next to her job. Her figure was still a little fuller than she wanted, although at 5'7" she could carry it off. Add some 4-inch heels and a pencil skirt, and magic happened. At least, that's what James often told her. "Damn," she muttered as she turned the key in the lock and bumped the side entrance door with her hip. Making a mental note to get that warped door fixed, she walked up the short flight of stairs into the kitchen. Placing her purse and computer bag on the granite counter, as usual, she opened the wine fridge door and set the champagne in its special cooling section. Turning around, she inhaled as deeply as she possibly could and smiled at the same time. On the island was the standard anniversary bouquet of Perfume Delight roses. 22 this year, if she counted them, and they presented a spectacular cloud of deep pink. The fragrance